Osmathy. Okay, so here's what we're going to be doing. I have played a little bit of Spire, as you guys can see. A little bit does mean 100 hours. However, it's almost entirely in multiplayer. So, I would like, and I have everyone at Ascension 3 right now. But my plan is I would like to do small sessions of Spire randomly, and my goal will be to get every character to Ascension 10. Now, in the first game, I only ever got one character to Ascension at 2, and that was because I was really bad at it. In fact, it was so crazy that if we go into... it's not going to be the run history for this game, or the character stats from this game, but I had a win rate of the Silent as 1 win, 17 or 18 losses, I believe it was. She was my worst character ever. So, what we're going to do, instead of starting over, because I could make a second profile, we're just going to continue from where I am. And we are going to try to get every character up to Ascension 10. Either we can do, depending on which one you guys like, we can either do each character individually from 3 to 10, or we could just keep going random until one hits 10 or something like that. Or we can bring them all up one by one. So it would be like once we get a win to 4, we have to bring the other 4 up to 4 as well. Something like that. So that's what I'm intending to do. But that means we can start with a random. Also, thank you for the hydrate. I really appreciate it. Now, for anyone, since this is technically going to be a YouTube video, I'm not going to edit it or anything crazy. For anyone on YouTube who sees this, because I do want to eventually cite signal streaming or whatever it's called, multicasting. YouTube. You already probably know me, M. Lemus. The little dude on the bottom left is a lemling. That is you guys. That is your dedicated image. You have 0 brain cells, and if you have more, you have to promise me not to use them too hard. I'm enjoying a delicious sandwich at the moment. And Shadox, I have my own impressions about that Reap thing, but for now, I'm not super great at this game. No. We'll just do what I normally do, which is sometimes explaining my thoughts. If anyone disagrees with what I'm saying, please tell me why. Just because. In Twitch chat, I'd like you to tell me. In YouTube, if you're interested in commenting on it, feel free to. This is technically my first actual video that I'm intending to do on YouTube. But I'm going to screw up a lot, and I'm going to make a lot of mistakes, and I play worse when people are watching. So. And I might say, people that know me like to say that I'm the one who makes bad takes. So if you hear me say something, and you really disagree, understand, a lot of people do. For instance, I think this is a really bad card, I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind Fomander depending on the character you're playing. It's not horrible on defects, just because like a free zap is like whatever, it's kind of convenient. Or a free dual cast is actually probably better. And then, Fomander, I think the best character to get it on is the Silence, because you can put it on Neutralize, and it makes your early game actually a lot easier. And then, curses or whatever. I think I don't know. It's been too long since what I said. I could have said it wrong. But we're gonna take it, just because we can make dual cast free. Now, again, I'm not super good at this game, so I don't know if we should be fighting a bunch of enemies at the start. If we should do like a mix of unknown and creatures. I just know I really like fighting elites. And the right side is kind of dooms. I could. Let's actually, okay, carry out. So we go to the left. We're gonna shop kind of early. And then we can campfire, so upgrade a card after our fights, as we probably won't get hit in 2 fights. And then light another enemy. Depending on what cards you've gotten by then, we can do one of these 2. And a relic, and then once again, depending on what's going on, you can either upgrade again and either continue to do a light path, because I think we might need more cards. Or we can get some question marks if we're feeling it. Otherwise, ideally, we go to a campfire, and then if we take damage, for instance, one where it's like heal, but you have to fight enemies or something, we can upgrade again, or we can fight another elite, which goes into a doom path of death. But we can start out by just like figuring out what we're dealing. Which I know, it's a lot of words, but the idea is just that we're going to be playing Say the Spire. Now, I don't know. I was playing Pokopia earlier, and I know you guys might like the Pokopia. So I do want to keep... I'm worried about finishing the game too fast and then like losing the mood to play it. Because I know if I finish the game, I might not want to finish the rest of everything. I had a build. One of the builds I've won with was I just had like 4 nulls in a deck, and then I had God, what's it called? It's that other D6 card that it does like 9 damage and then pulls an attack from your deck to hit. It does like 9 twice and then pulls an attack from your deck, and the whole deck was just those 2 cards and no other attacks. So I would just play it and then just constantly apply weak and dark. It was really interesting. These are not... I mean, Null isn't horrible. Darkness essentially forces me into a dark belt. Null has its own problems, I think. We don't really have a way to make enemies weak, but it can cost too much in my opinion, though 3 weak is really nice. So, I just don't want to be forced into a dark belt at the start, so we'll go to fight. And I will cut out any pauses or something. Like if I'm sitting there and I'm just like munching on my sandwich or something, I'll just head out. So, I don't think I've ever used Sweeping Beam, and I don't think I ever want to use Sweeping Beam, no offense to the card, but... Actually, full offense to the card, I don't like it. I just don't find it good enough. Can I take a bite of your sandwich? Yes, you can. If there's no yogurt in it, so you might be disappointed, Mr. Yogurt King. Man, it's so weird playing on this difficulty, because on multiplayer I am on 10. So just like not having to pay exorbitant prices and having some things being rather chill is super surprising to me. You can add some, I mean, I guess. What's it called? Is that Ziki? That's like Tatziki, but you're supposed to like, it's like TZ or something like that. Isn't that like dill and yogurt of some sort? What's, I'm gonna ignore that one, I think. The bread glued to the top of my mouth. Yeah, it's, Tzatziki sauce is, I think it's like yogurt, dill. God, I don't know. I've never really had it. I know, that was a really stupid choice, but the fact that I actually killed it is kind of crazy. Dude, I love air-fried sandwiches. God damn it. Fine. Kind of have to pick creative AI. I think it's too much. I think it's too good of a card not to pick. But I also think that means I don't think our deck is exactly strong enough. If this is Birdonis, I think we can do this. Good enough. I don't think I can... I mean... Yeah, no, I don't think I'm strong enough right now to handle something like that. Okay, we just need to... Damn it, I was kind of hoping we'd get... Oh, we don't have it. If we got dual cast, this would be easier. Spinner, I'll take. No. Theoretically could kill one. And it's basically a defense, so I'd argue that it's close enough. This kind of sucks, though. I think this is the only one I really didn't want it to be. Just because... I don't know, part of me was like, oh, this won't be that bad. We'll just get dark, and then we can dual cast and, like, kill two of these at once, but... You know, life doesn't really... It doesn't really give you that. It was Uproar, by the way. I made a deck that was just Uproar and Null, and it was amazing. Okay. Why have you added power to your deck? Upgrade it. You can go for, like, a power build, I guess. Bridget, thank you for the 20 stream speed. I really appreciate it. Oh my god. It made everything cost like 2 or 3. I kind of want a spinner in my deck now that I got to use that once. Also, this thing is way easier to handle than the multiplayer version of it. I don't know. Sure. Lurking is always acceptable. Also, the other Frigid's here too, so we have both Frigids here right now. I did say... Oh, but this is a hard one not to take. I did say I would like glass, but... How have you been? I'm sad my sandwich is gone. I hope you've been well. Lurking, I would presume it helped you lurking for a reason. Anyways. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt really bad. It's fine. It's probably fine. I'm dead. The whole run, it's over. I made mistakes. God, man. And I think if we had beat the boss, that would have been... I think it really would have worked out. But yeah, so... That being the first game, you guys can kind of understand how good/bad I am at the game. But I'm also still trying to have fun, so... First 3 Kaido rewards are upgraded. I honestly think the relics in this game are worse than the relics that were available in the first game, so... We could do this, like... Shot. Fight in the lead, do some stuff. A second shot. I guess we can just go this way instead. I've been doing good, not really in Scopia. Oh, that's fair. And I do put... I do tend to stream Bokopia in the beginning a lot. Well, don't worry, I won't be doing that forever. I'm just kind of doing it before my birthday shows up, so that... Just, you know, because I'm trying to fully roll into it. Because I don't really have anything... Like, I don't want to get into a major game beforehand. Okay, 7 block if you apply Doom block 2 additional times. Honorable and weak are twice as effective for the next 4 turns whenever you play a card that costs 2 or more gains 6 block. I think... Yeah, this is a really rough first one. Also, Guilty is a great one to get through the bones, but let's go for a Doom build, why don't we? And yeah, and then I do like giving Spiral to the block. Are you avoiding a major game? Oh, something with... Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, look at that, upgraded Doom. This counts as one of the rewards, though. That's not bad, I guess. Sleight of Flesh is really good too from David Doom build, but I need actual Doom cards before I do that. The reason I'm avoiding the major game is because my birthday's coming up, and I don't want to, like, cut off a major game for something else. So on the 14th, so specifically Sunday, I will be doing a stream for my birthday. It'll last from noon till however long. However late I can, probably noon to like 8 or 9. It's not actually my birthday on that day, it's just close. But I don't want to stream on my birthday. So, I didn't want to, like, have, like, I don't know. I didn't want to be, like, you know, playing a series or, like, thinking, like, oh, let's play Omori or something, and then we're, like, into a spot in Omori, and I'm like, sorry guys, we're gonna interrupt with the next stream, which will be something unrelated. You know what? Neo's Fury isn't that bad if it's like one of the only options you get in the you know, like you it's one of the first cards you draw, so there's nothing in your draw pile and you can, like, force whatever you want. I think in a case like that, it's not that bad. But they come to file oak. Honestly, strong card rewards at least, like, that's crazy, man. Getting him upgraded to file from free. Did I just kill it? Yeah, I can. Honestly, I'm kind of hoping nothing crazy. Lethality is really good too. I know this is a weird mix and match, but I think lethality is kind of fits a lot of deck types. I don't think I need that defense right now. But I hope nothing crazy really happens on my birthday, but I'm still, you know, it's still just one of those things. Okay, kill the weakest. So, and I'll be playing Kirby Air Riders, which is, Kirby Air Ride was one of my favorite games as a kid, and my mom would always, I'd always ask my mom if I could rent it from the movie store, because we still had a video store there. It wasn't a Blockbuster, but it was like the local equivalent, essentially. And I'd always ask my mom if we could rent it, and we did so much of the game that we got Hydra and the Dragoon. I say we because my brother and I. And we literally left it, because at the time we were using a Wii. Because we didn't have a GameCube. I have one now, I bought it myself, but... we left the Wii on for like a week and a half straight, because we bought a memory card, and we paid like the late fees for Kirby Air Ride at the place, just so that we could save the game properly forever, and then do something with it afterwards. 15 damage. But it was... Man, I love that game. So, the fact that I get to play... The fact that I basically get to play it it makes me happy. Also, lethality is really good with a file. Actually, I think it's just kind of good in general. If you have a defensive deck, it lets the attacks you actually put through be rather meaningful. Whenever you lose HP, all enemies lose that much as well. I'm not really doing a summon build, but if we're doing something like slightly defensive, you could argue it costs. I think it costs too much. Oh, that was the elite. What am I saying? In my head, I was like, oh crap, I still have to fight an elite after this, but no, we've already passed that. I miss Kirby Air Ride. Kirby games are so much fun. Well, that's why I'm happy that Kirby Air Riders came out. I hadn't watched the video, so I thought people were just like perpetuating a myth, you could pretty much say. But it didn't end up being the case. It actually ended up being a game, so I'm excited. I can't wait to play it. I promised I wouldn't play it until we have to block. And let's just use the 7. I promised I wouldn't play it until the until my birthday, so 19 damage is kind of nutty. So I'm not going to, but I think I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna play on my birthday. It might be a Slay the Spire. It might be more Slay the Spire. I might also include, I don't know, maybe some Pokopia. Oh, the main thing I did really want to try was already 1 damage. See, that's like just having lethality makes this do 31 damage for 1 is absolutely crazy. The main thing I want to do is I want to play Subnautica, and I want to see how to get crowd controls for my birthday, and then other things are secondary. Because I don't know how long it'll be. Can I have yogurt for my birthday? I mean, probably, I would assume. If anyone says no, I would have to ask why. If you're wondering if I can personally give you yogurt for your birthday, the answer to that is no. Fire potion belt. I don't think we're quite at the point where we still get all of our potions, so it's nothing like crazy. I really like Grave Warden. I might make my deck a little bit defensive. I think I make my decks a little too defensive at times though, so yep, you have that at that. Is an old hay with a really big demo I to recommend? Oh, yeah, sure. Please tell me. The Bible? Listen, Oh god. I don't... Oh no, I do enough damage. Okay. Thank goodness. Again, lethality! Right opportunity to be like, yeah, look at lethality. It does this. Lethality is... I think lethality is a really good kind. Dragon Quest Builders 2? That's... Oh my god, man. That's just Pokopia. I mean, we were talking about it. I mean, you said it before, how you were saying that it's Dragon Quest Builders and Pokopia are really similar, but you don't like how Pokopia just, like, slows... essentially, you could say slows down everything that it does. Let's, we'll heal for one, and then smith at the one after we get this shot. I was kind of hoping for... something a bit more useful. The demo is way bigger than it was when I first played it, like 10 to 20 hours. It's the better version IMO. Maybe it's mostly just how long it would take that bothers me. I should have done that the other way. But we'll see. Dragon Quest is a game I always hear about, but I've never actually, like, looked into. So that would be a fun thing, though. That would be a fun thing to look into. Even if I don't play the whole demo, at least trying it, right? At least that's what I think about it. Honestly, if Fako can give me that one that draws your power, so I could get lethality guaranteed, that'd be really nice. And then, I don't know, I did play a Mario Odyssey speedrun. It's like the first thing I put on my YouTube. It wasn't even really a speedrun, it was more like a challenge. I mean, I guess you could argue it's a speedrun. But it was like a challenge plus a speedrun at the same time. The demo is worth it. Is it? I have to ask, is the demo through... Is the demo through something? Like, can I... Like, where am I downloading it? Would I be downloading it through Switch, or am I downloading it through Steam? We want to wake it up. I don't think so. I'm willing to wake it up if I get the file. I did get the file. I shouldn't have done that. I should have done Bodyguard because it wasn't attacking this turn. It's on Steam. Okay. Consider me interested then, I guess. Okay. Brave Warden, Meow's Fury, Mischief Souls, Scourge, just because Scourge is nice. Crap. I'm gonna use that because I want to get Defile as fast as possible back into the rotation. I'm concerned. I mean, technically, if you look at it, I've essentially done more than what I have already, because, you know, that's just how Doom works. But I am worried, because eventually I won't be... I mean, I guess I don't have to be too worried. Doom doesn't scale down. So we're actually a lot closer than I would think to... Oh my god. We might be closer than I think to finishing it. It's not even that bad. I take 1 damage. Negative pulse, Brave Warden again. My main issue is that this just gets worse and worse. So I have to do this as fast as I possibly can. If I get summoned, now I can get negative pulse now. Like, it's almost dead. I only need to do like 20 more damage, so... $26. Forge. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, we live, but ow, that sucks. Apply any debuffs on the enemy to all other enemies. This, if we fight Crab in second area, this could potentially be the reason I live. But at the same time, Sweeping Gaze does 10 damage. Upgraded, it costs 1. And then with Lethality, it's a free 17 damage every turn, but then I guess Defile kind of... It gives me the damage I need, considering this deck doesn't have a lot of attacks. The only issue is I have to upgrade it before it's good. And I will be weak against... I mean, I guess I won't be super weak against AoE, because I have negative pulse. Oh, let's take it. Yeah, it's a free... I mean, is it a big demo, though? If it's a big demo, I mean, I guess I don't really care. Upgrade 4 card. Sure. Let's just upgrade all of these, and then just get a bunch of really offensive cards. Let's see, when's the earliest? I mean, latest, sorry. Latest we can shop. We can fight 2 elites. We could do an early shop, and then fight 3 elites. We could do a really baby path where you fight 1 elite. You have to fight an elite, regardless. There's no escaping that. On the right side, you're guaranteed to fight at least 2 elites. And even a shop if I wanted to. Oh, I guess this path is also kind of easy. It's 1, and then a bunch of question marks. That's probably the easiest path. Well, I mean downloads, that is. More so than content. I think we want it. I'm fine with fighting more elites. I'm actually really comfortable fighting the elites in this area, I think. No. Something like this. You don't have to check. You can if you want, obviously. I'm not going to say no to you, but... You know, you don't have to. Okay, so... I don't think I'm going to be fighting these guys long enough for this to matter. Maybe I should have done that first. So I think Brave Warden is just a crazy card. It's really high block for a 1 cost, and then it also gives you a soul later. Which, you know, depending on the person, they might not see it as super worth it, but I think it's worth it. And we can make Asti bigger in the process. So if we do get really strong unleashes, they'll also be affected by the lethality. Oh, only 3 gigabytes? Okay, that's not horrible. Friendship is crazy. Especially considering the fact that my damage sources, I've decided my damage sources are either Asti or Doom, and then I guess Defile just the Tadu, so who cares about that one? The one you missed or whatever. Ignore the potion usage there, it's like whatever. Also, I prefer to kill bolt bugs first, the nectar one. Point. Because it hits way harder. Crap. Well, I guess I could fire potion it. I don't really want to take damage, and I don't think fire potion's super great on the 2nd floor. But for like a lead. Let me rephrase that. I think it's fine for other enemies, which is, you know, a good reason to use it now. Fetch is... I'm under the impression that Fetch is essentially like it's like a flash of steel. So, it's worth taking. Another Scourge would be nice. Dramatic entrance. So is not actually a bad either. Blade of Flesh, I do have Friendship, so this is playable. And I know in the first game, there was always that, like, idea that you should have a small deck. Which I kind of felt like I was always trying to do in the process. And I've grown out of that, because I feel like, I don't know about, like, I've been told the Aeon Glass is really bad of an experience with the small deck, but I've also found that there's not that negative of an experience using a big deck in this game. That's just perfect block. How many hours do you have in, what was it called, Dragon Quest? Dragon Quest Builders 2. How many hours do you have in it, Frigid? For you to be so passionately talking about it. I do that and kill this one. $199? That is a lot. Damn. Okay, well I have to take the hit, I guess. No, I don't. Who am I saying? Or what am I saying? I just blocked it all. It's a little slow. I think I need more sources of doom. Though, why am I, like, lethality is so strong, why am I even trying to do a doom mill? Why don't I just try to get more scourges and hit as hard as I possibly can? There's another shop up here, right? I might... Maybe we're in a good spot. Like, depending on after this fight, maybe we swap around and then we go to a shop. Oh, but that would force 3 fights, at least without a campfire. And that's kind of terrifying. Let's, this should be over fast. 1 lethality and yeah. I called another friend to play it in the area of 38. Should you be using a word like cons in this context? I'm just gonna have to second up and take 13, I think. Well, 11. I'm gonna take this. This is gonna be a fight, man. Okay, so I definitely have to use the campfire, is what I'm getting from this. And we should take the opportunity to get as much healing out of our thing now. 16th. Okay. Oh, never mind. I killed it. What am I saying? Ah. Why is my math so bad? That's it. You know what? That's okay. We got most of the HP out of it. But, like, we missed 3 of it. Who cares? Con is just short for convince, isn't it? No, con is short for, like, the Wong con. Like you're conning them. It's like it's conniving. I don't actually know what the origin word for con is, but I don't think it's convince. It might be like a mix of convince and connive. I don't know. I can't ever see that. Oh, this is a really good turn. It's like it's a good setup turn. I'm gonna take so much damage if I... Okay, we can skip lethality. Can we skip I don't think we can skip lethality. We can skip friendship. We don't need to be friends. We just need to kill him. Okay, so... hit you. Scourge 13 will kill any of them, so let's kill the back one with it. This is gonna hurt. This will... Okay, back to we're gonna die. We just have to kill the last one on the next turn. See, and I feel like I have a ton of defense, and then Yet we get into a situation like this where apparently I don't. Please tell me they don't revise. Okay. We're doomed, man. This is so bad. Doom is so bad against these guys. It's like really bad against them. Okay. This is why I'd often Google persuade someone to do or believe something typically from the use of deception, which is technically true even if I didn't use deception, it doesn't have to be negative. Dude, it had to be. You know, that's fine. That's my fate, isn't it? What a cruel fate it is, but it's a fate. Okay, like I said, this is a good example. There were better options there, but let's just fight and fight and fight. Let's not even pick our path. This game can get a bit frustrating, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of situations where it basically is like, hey, you need to like there are some fights where it's asking too much of you. Like it still feels like it's to a degree balanced off of. It feels like it's kind of balanced off of how much energy you got in the first game, and you just don't get that energy in this game. And the damage and everything too. Like this game is definitely harder, but the numbers on your own cards didn't change. I never played the Slay Spire games. They look interesting, but I'm just kind of over that style of game. Honestly, Frigid, it just seems like you don't really like the games I like. Which obviously doesn't, like, you don't have to, but it's kind of surprising just how many games that I like that you're not really into. Maybe if I had picked Friendship on the first turn and just taken a bigger hit, I wouldn't have died. That's what my head is telling me. Or maybe I could have like weakened them a little bit slowly and then killed them with Dramatic Entry and not used it immediately. I didn't even have to use Dramatic Entry on the first turn, even if it was free, I guess. Maybe, I don't know, just try to rationalize this stuff. I'd want to get a win in this session, but I don't know if that's exactly possible. Okay, like Flak is technically a worse reap, but there is a chance you get to play it with it anyways, so like, you know, on the off chance you get to, why not? Like worst case it's a worse read, best case it's a better read, because it's free. I would have liked. Did I get it on the first spin? Wait, what? When did I draw it? I don't remember having drawn the card. Am I losing it? I don't remember ever having drawn Slick Flak. Oh yeah, also, by the way, since somebody will be streaming from around noon on Sunday, we won't be having the movie night that day, but I have to apologize for that. We don't really have the start for it, but maybe we do a Sly build. I don't think I've ever won with a Sly build. That's not entirely true, I did win once. I didn't have to use the second one. I forgot I weakened that. Like, I don't know. I don't think strike's very good, but I think an AoE strike is probably an acceptable use of 1 energy. I don't really like strike as a card, though. I do like footwork, though, because I feel like it... Damn it. There's certain... You know, like, sometimes enemies hit for, like, 13 and you can only block for 12, and then... Or, like, they hit for 11 and you can only block for 10, and footwork kind of fills those gaps. Well, guess we are getting a Sly build, kind of. Also, there was a period of time where I was getting that suspicious math every single match before I even got like halfway through, and I thought that it was just like super common, but I realized there's probably not that many events you can get here. Off the top of my head, I would imagine at least. We both like Ender Lily's Monster Hunter Nier. Not completely opposed, but that is, I would argue, quite a small list of games. I ended up taking my infections anyways, and also, I drew Flick Flack this turn, which means that I won't have it this turn for Death Frogs. Thing of which, I still have to play Ender Magnolia. I don't know exactly when I'll play it, because I have a lot of games I still need to play. But it's definitely in my list of games to play. Let's kill that one. I think it's around the same amount of time, but I also heard that people liked Ender Magnolia more than Ender Lilies, which is kind of crazy, because I really liked Ender Lilies. So I'm excited for it. You played a little bit of it, didn't finish. Was there a reason for that, or just didn't at the time? Damn. This kind of sucks. I feel it does... I understand some of the complaints people have in that... Oh, this hand just sucks. I understand the complaints some people have about this game. But at the same time, and I bet it only gets worse. I mean, I can't even say it better only gets worse. I've played those difficulties. Like, this sucks right now. This sucks. But it's just, I didn't have the right build and I fought in Lee. But I did see some people making arguments where they're like, you know, like you'll just get bad hands. Everything grinds to a halt. You take too much damage, and then you have to start using every campfire to heal. And then at that point, there's nothing you can do, and you just fall apart and aren't strong enough for the next few acts, which is kind of what I'm seeing right now. To a degree, I do feel a bit unlucky, though. Just because the first turn I got Flick Flack together with one of my 2 discards. But it seems like I wasn't really getting Flick Flack the turns I really needed it. Like, I mean, I'll be lucky if I just get one of my attacks this turn. It's likely. I was less of a fan of Magnolia myself because of one boss in particular. Well, that doesn't bode well. Just fell off of it. It was good. I'll get back to it eventually. I see. Also, it feels like, I don't know, I almost never want to shovel unless I get like a miniature tent. You know, okay, hear me out. I want to put this on abrasive. If I'm forced to play abrasive on its own, I'll be able to play another kind. If I get to play it through a discard, then it's just a bonus. Transform a card into Peck, Torque, Toughness, or give apart Slither. Slither also would have been good on that. Thank you for the hydrate, PJ. I will make sure to do that. Okay. I don't like Torque Toughness. It only goes up to 7, I think. I don't really want to turn something into Peck, but I guess we can turn something into Peck. I think that's just a nothing burden. Like, that can be a really good relic, or that can be a really good event if you're ironclad. And I'm sure Slither is really good if you've got it, but it just sucks. What can I say? It sucks. Let's take another Slick Flack, a War move. Hey. Let's remove a strike. And technically Poison Potion does, I think, more. It goes to 11. Let's see. It does 6, and then there's 5, so it goes to 11. And then there's 4, so it goes to 15. And then there's 3, 2, 1. So this does 12. Okay, so Poison Potion and Fire Potion are identical, except one of them's poison. I'm just kind of over everything being another roguelike. I enjoy a game with story, and roguelikes are very antithetical to that. And the gameplay of them is usually not unique to draw that interest. Some are great, like Wild Frost from West Uppley, and Wild Frost is a joy of a game to play. I think a lot of the lore though comes from like the background and not like actively playing, and it's not like actively told to you. And at least since like the Spire's Defense is one of the like early, really popular ones, compared to all of the ones that have duplicates in it. But I can see needing to have a story out of it. I play these games really to have more of a challenge than I do for the story, because you can get story through a lot of games, and you can't always get the challenge you're looking for with your games. I'll remove a defense. Let's try it. Everyone's always like, remove a strike and then a defend. And I always build by Dex 2 defensive, so. I like it's 40%, but this is still doing 2-3 times, so. Just because I didn't get to 50%, which is kind of rough. But I get your point. I'm not out here like, oh yeah, you know, defense first. I'm not out here like, yeah, it doesn't count because, you know. Also, though I do have to make a point. So strike hits for 6, right? So you'd think, oh yeah, okay, so if strike hits for 6, 50% slow would mean that it does 9. But for some reason, 50% slow makes it do 8 damage. So I'm not super huge into why it does that. Technically, I can block the whole thing. Yeah, that's still the 6. This is the 7. I mean, assuming I could block the whole thing over and over, I could just block this and make it the most boring fight in existence. Which might actually be a valid choice. But I think you have to, well, like, reasonably, that's too random, it's too RNG, and you should have to kill it. Maybe I should have done prepared last. Like, you'll have turns like this where you can't completely block it. And yeah, I only take 1 damage, but you know, exactly, a turn like this where you technically can't, you're not really blocking it. So, but I guess that's what the potion's for. I don't know. I can get frustrated with this game, and I feel maybe I make choices that aren't exactly the best. I'm just gonna block. Enough. And I don't know. I've always loved to roguelike. The abundance is blessing and a curse. Yeah. But I mean, what time's up out of you? Any really popular genre getting popular is a blessing and a curse. Because blessing, you get good versions of it. The curse is, of course, that 90% of the time you're not getting a good version of it. You're just getting some dude's slop opinion out of it. I'd love to get acrobatics. I'm really sad they nerfed it. And when I say sad, I do, to a degree, mean frustrated. Because it very much came in a position where they're not nerfing anything, but they're not nerfing any enemies, but they are constantly nerfing the player. And they haven't really made a fix to that. And once again, this game has been out for a while now. I think I'd die. Yeah, I think Phantom's probably gonna kill me. I don't know where I just got. Oh, that's right. Throw at 30 clamp. Slay the Spire 2 is new, but the problem is that Slay the Spire likes doing this thing where they have a beta branch that they constantly update, and then once they like really get it, then they throw it into the patches. But the problem is that means that everyone who was playing on the beta branch is getting all these patches, they get to enjoy all the new stuff, and then the people who play on the normal branch are just sitting here like, we haven't had an update in like a month. Where is it? So... Can we feed the Phantom? To feed the Phantom, I would need to die. But you know what? Yeah, we can feed the Phantom. It looks like it's gonna happen anyways. You can just join the beta whenever. You can join the beta. It's the beta branch. Yeah, you can just play the beta branch whenever you want. But my main issue with the beta branch is that I don't think it keeps your save. And even if it does, I don't want to be playing on the beta branch. I just want them to put the content in the base. Like, I want them to put the content in the normal version. And just, if something happens, just be like, okay, yeah, we screwed up. That's fine. Like, it's fine for that to happen. We almost killed it. We fed the Phantom for you. But yeah, again, Melody, the point of it is that I don't want to have to swap to the beta branch. They can just release the content. It doesn't have to be perfect. By releasing a patch that nobody likes immediately, and then going, oh, we need to set up the next patch to make sure people like it, all that does is leave the people that are on the normal patch to suffer. Sword Sage. Okay, Sovereign Blade. And I don't want that. I don't want to have to swap to a beta branch so that I can play new content, because they don't feel like giving the new content out despite it already being around for weeks. I haven't heard any complaints about that yet. So why don't they just put it out already? If there's complaints about it, then they can change it. It's in early access for a reason. I could understand if the game was just a 1.0 release and they never did anything about it. Technically, I can't even use this card now that I think about it. But as it stands, we're in a situation where they did something a bunch of people didn't like, and now we're just stuck with it. And the only solution is to move to the beta branch? I don't like that. Even the beta branch hasn't even fixed a lot of the issues with this. They're still just nerfing it. They still just keep nerfing cards, and then they'll give a random buff to a card. They'll be like, oh yeah, okay, so this card does 6 less damage overall, but this other card does 1 more block. And then they're like, yeah, and we did a great job, and then we're gonna make the bosses harder in return. Another thing I dislike about Rowa is so many early access and early unreleased ones. I think that's, though, Frigid Death, that's games in general. There's a lot of games out that are just early access and unfinished. There's plenty of examples of games out that have been in early access for 10 plus years that just will never accept it. They've recently changed, but an example being 7 Days to Die, which was in early access for a very, very long time. They went all the way up to version 16 or something like that. And in between each version, there were 17 mini versions. Until they finally pushed out a release, and everyone immediately, one of the first things everybody was I don't like this. But that's okay, because it gave them more opinion. Like, if they only, and again, that's another thing, if they're only balanced for the people on the beta branch, then they're not actually going to get the opinion that we're on. They're just going to drop it, and then the people who don't swap the beta branch are going to be annoyed anyway. Because the only people who are swapping to the beta branch are the really hardcore dedicated fans who need new content constantly and are probably on Ascension 10, which again, this is it's all speculation. But to me, that means that when they actually push it out, all of the common players and casuals are going to be like, this sucks. Because the only people who got to make an opinion are those people. Like, they should just push the patch out. Like, who cares if it has slight issues? Nobody cares if it has slight issues. The Void Reigns Upon Her Heart has been in early access for 8 years and it was amazing. I just want the story to be in the game so I can enjoy the roguelike aspect. Well, I think you're looking for the wrong thing in a roguelike if you, in that situation. Dude, maybe I play Sword Stage just so it doesn't keep drawing into my hands. And also the whole, roguelikes and roguelites are different, but we've kind of fallen into a spot where they really aren't that much different. Like, the lines have blurred so much that there's really, in a lot of places, I feel like they get mixed up, for instance. Whenever you play Sovereign Blade, gain 10 block. You know what, sure, let's take another power that we can't use yet. Yeah, but see, that's why those kind of descriptors are so fickle, because in my opinion, if a story is half finished, then it doesn't have a story. Panic button? Sir, we can panic. This sucks. At least, yeah, this sucks, man. Sure. My secret weapon, a regular strike. Consecutive regular strikes. Gamma Blast. Huge. But, I don't know what to say. Arcane Scroll gave me Sword Sage, so I'm like, cool, we might have a fun, like, Sovereign Blade build. And then I'm like, okay, we'll take parry, because, whatever, it's funny, haha. But if they're just not going to give me any... If they're not going to give me any moves that actually give me Sovereign Blade, then I'm just going to learn. Which is obviously the reason you aren't supposed to take parry in this situation. You're supposed to be like, oh, they give me a dead card, whatever. But I want to force it. But it's trust. There's a lot of Sovereign Blade cards. I don't know why I haven't found any of them. Okay, I'm gonna get this out of my hands. 12 damage. Simply has no progress between ends, so it's easy to be mistaken, especially when there are Souls-like and Metroidvania that aren't different. Well, I think a game can be a Souls-like and a Metroidvania at the same time. For instance, but Souls-like you just need to have like bonfires, bosses, and the ability to roll in a lot of ways in like an interconnected world. And to a degree, Metroidvanias also have rest places of interconnected worlds and bosses. So there's a lot of ways that the lines blur, and something can be both. Okay, you do no damage. We're killing you. And then we block the other one. I'm frail, so I still take 2. Shop time. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping the shop has something with a Sovereign Blade in it, so I have a reason to plant. This deck is really weak, so, I'm not standing here like, oh, why am I not doing any damage or something like that. Like, it's just, I am currently sitting on a really, really weak deck. Like, we can hope that I get, like, an ultimate attack or less. Like, we just got a saldo. We could also do Heavenly Drill. Heavenly Drill No, Heavenly Drill's an exhaust. I'll take Gather Light. Oh my god, a Forge card. If we had slightly more money, we could do Boulder. I think Boulder's really funny. Well, we do have to fight an Elite now. Have any preferences for gameplay loop? Because Risk of Rain 2 mechanics are to the Gungeon are very different. Yeah, that's true. That's true as well. Also, a great example is Risk of Rain doesn't have that much lore, like, presented to you outside of reading the item, like, descriptions, versus Mugenics, which has quite a bit of lore to it, and Ender the Gungeon has lore as well. Okay, this fight will take long enough. 8? I'll take 3 damage. No. I kind of need to kill one of these ass, but you know, whatever. If you want to get serious, Dark Souls already has Metroidvania like in math. Yeah, exactly. I have played... What's that? Yeah, we can add parry, and we probably should have done this first. The Gambit. Okay, never mind. I'm never playing the Gambit. I am interested in playing Dark Souls. I did start a run of Dark Souls. No, I didn't finish it. Let's put Venerate on tough red deck. But I would eventually like to play all 3 Dark Souls games. You know what, Shockwaves? I'll take 2. It's gonna make me, like, what, weak? Oh no, this is Frailton. Gambit builds are fun. Yeah, but I've never found the opportunity to have a Gambit build, which is sad. I'm so glad we got one card that makes the sword. Patter? I'll take Patter just because it's more block. Oh boy. Okay. Manifest first. Master of Strategy. Airy. Rod and War. Should have done Falling Star first. It's fine. It's fine. We should get a lot of hits out or Sword Sage. Okay. Photon Cut first. Let's put Patter into the second hands. Like, yeah, so this does 34 damage. Reasonably, if we can Venerate and block a little bit. Like, we Rod and War again. And then next turn, we just get something. We get that... And that didn't end up working. So next turn we get Falling Star and like a Photon Cut, and then we just win. Possibly. Yeah, Photon Cut. I don't know, like put block away, and then... Yeah, okay, problem solved. A little overkill, actually, to be honest. Okay, I actually haven't looked at this path, so... We could... I don't know if there's no money to shop, so we could heal again. The Sword Stage become... Does it cost 1 if you upgrade it? It does. We could upgrade the Sword Sage, fight another Elite. As long as it's not the Frog Parasite, we would live realistically. And then we keep going. And even if it's Frog Parasite, we do as Mercury Hourglass, so I feel a bit confident. But maybe... Yeah, It's more likely... I think it's more likely to get a seal out of the question mark than it is an upgrade. If we do get one that does not upgrade, I'm gonna cry, though. Choose any number of cards to replace. Let's replace... these ones. One Sage, Rod and War. I did that the wrong way, but that's fine. We'll just kill that one straight out. Next turn. Let's see. I look for a story in every game. That being said, I also put 200 hours into Vampire Survivors, so I'm not immune to the genre. I just prefer story games. I don't even think... Is Vampire Survivors a right? It's not a roguelike, it's a roguelite, right? By definition. But I think, oh, that's adorable. I love this kite. I think roguelites are more prone to not having story. Mostly just because roguelikes will use story as a way to push getting more items and the like. Do I want Bundle of Joy? 3 random colorless cards is funny. Oh no, you know what's funny? It can be funny. Doesn't have to be good. Adonis eggs. See, we got a heal. That counts. The lines are blurry for the average person. I mean, personally, the only major ways that I determine them being different is the following, and that's just, does it have permanent progression? If yes, it's a roguelike, and if it doesn't, it's a roguelite. And otherwise, they're relatively the same. I had a feeling it would be Frog Parasite, despite saying if it's Frog Parasite, I'll suffer. Less automation. Not the end of the world, we just throw a week on it. Word Sage. Falling Star, kill it. I'd love to get the... What's the one that makes them... lets you strike all of them? That would be really nice. Out of the turn, transformable card in your hand, sure. I had an extra mana because of automaton, or automations, But honestly, this is good. Hourglass does a lot of work for us. I can transform... but this is... Yeah, it's a status. We can just try... That's somehow a worse status. I'm upset. All of the ones I put time into had some level of progression between runs, so I guess I prefer lights. Well, some level of progression between runs would be roguelikes with it, like Kenny. Because light doesn't have anything. She's a card to transform. Let's just, let's transform a strike. And then we kill you, and we kill you. And then we cry a little bit because we're taking extra damage, but it's fine. Oh, I'm not taking any damage. I have block. Of course, I forgot I have parry. Light has meta. Light has progression, like doesn't. No, it's the other way around, isn't it? Like, Gungeon would be a rogue light. And then Hollow Cure, for instance, or like... Oh, I guess Vampire Survivors does have progression, doesn't it, kind of? Rogue didn't have progression. Ah, okay, so I've never played Rogue. So that would mean, so Slay the Spire is also a rogue light then, right? Let's transform Rod and Ward. Doesn't really matter. Summon forth, deal. Enchant a card with Slither. Sure. 50-50 chance. Okay, so this is a 66% chance of being... Okay, so it's a 33% chance of being positive, a 33% chance of being neutral, and a 33% chance of being worse. So it is a 66% chance of not being negative, so I should realistically say yes. And then we can upgrade... No, maybe we just upgrade Bulkwork. You get 4 colorless guides. Could get 4 colorless guides. We can also maybe Manifest Authority. Slay Spire only allows characters through though, right? So Slay Spire unlocks characters, cards, and relics. Let's drop the defense. And technically, I'd like to drop a strike. Eternal Armor. Great. I'll remember that in the future. I mean, I'd argue As long as there's any kind of progression, it's a roguelite. Though obviously it leans closer to being a roguelike if it has less progression. See, zero cost is perfect. We have 2 energy, so let's throw a defense on the top. I should have played Patter. I do like Metroidvanias to a degree too. Like I played Shantae in the 7 Sirens, I believe it was. That would just give me 10 though, so maybe we can also broaden more and summon forth in general. Though I guess we could technically do this and then just drink both of these and have the best of both worlds. Oh, and then we get Falling Star. Okay, perfect. So summon forth Falling Star, Sovereign Blade. And this is the best situation we can get. And then Manifest Authority, Splash is amazing. Never mind, it's garbage. Oh, well. Okay, I take that back. It's not garbage. I don't consider characters progression, just different style of play, like unlocking a game mode. But relics and cards are just the way your current characters are play. So if I don't know. Unlocking cards changes how you play the game. Unlocking a character also changes how you play the game. So I don't think it's fair to say, oh, a character doesn't count, but a card does. Because a card, like, let's say you even unlock only like 10 cards out of your 60. That's only a minor difference in change of play versus a character, which is usually a completely different playstyle. So I would argue that unlocking characters is more so heavily impacting your style of play than relics the cards do. That was not a bad fight. You should try Blueprints. That's the puzzle one, right? That everyone was like super into. I have it on my list just because everyone was like super into it. But I saw somebody play this game in like super early beta, and I just don't know. I mean, again, it was just like the super early beta. This is a coordinated. So I can't be like, oh, it hasn't changed since then. But when I saw it, I was not interested in it. Inference is a fever dream? Maybe then. Maybe it's worth it then. I'm gonna take Astrolabe, I think. And we'll just get rid of our strikes. Maybe not. Well, okay, so hear me out. I feel like we're almost always... Let's get rid of 2 strikes. There's 2 strikes and a defend. Forge? Oh. Okay. Oh, now we need a little bit more star gen. Or we can upgrade Venerate. Noia and Exanima, possibly. Kingdom 2 crowns could be argued for... Noida has progression. I know. I don't really... I mean, I guess since it doesn't explicitly tell you, I'm not quite sure how the progression works. Because it feels like... Yeah, but those spells are always in the world anyways. The only spells you unlock are the ones you get from orbs, right? There's like... There's only like 8 to 10 spells that you actually unlock, and the rest are all quote-unquote unlocked by finding them. So they're not actually unlocked, because that's more of like a... it's like a book that tells you how many cards... things you've found. At least that's how I feel, at least. I feel confident against Decimillipede until they got Seeking Edge. So, I might do a little bit. But I mean, I guess I was saying if it unlocks anything, I would say it's fair enough to be calling it that. So, I can't, go against what I said earlier. You could theoretically fight 4 elites on this path. That's kind of nutty. And a shop. You know what? Screw everything else. Let's just take this path. It unlocks them for spawning in regular shops and wands after you find them. Let's drop this. Yeah, that's fine for now. I like Noida. I think Sovereign Blade can get really strong in hallway fights, so it can probably be a little bit of crazy with it. Okay, we don't need that. Let's just monologue. How does monologue work? Oh, I gain strength. I thought it was the other one. It's too hard. Yeah, it is definitely too hard. For me, too. Bulk work. And then we just summon forth and kill it next turn. I also would agree on that. I struggle heavily with that game. It takes a lot of patience. Which, you know, isn't the end of the world, but it's really rough. That dungeon... It has progression in the form of getting items, but it doesn't have... I don't think it has unlocked progression. I don't want that card. You can keep it. So I haven't played enough of it to truly know, but I don't technically think it has the type of progression we would be considering. Let's put Falling Star back on top. This hits all enemies. I can Sword Sage. I'm willing to take 4 damage to do that. If you like Noida, you might like Magic Craft. I don't think I've ever heard of Magic Craft. Maybe I should have bundled up Droid. Oh, you know what? I can just Liquid Memories. Did it say it made it free by chance? So it makes it free. Yeah, thank God. It's Noida with wand building. More of a room-based roguelike. Isaac-style rooms. Oh, that's actually kind of pleasant. I like that. I don't actually think Forge is very good. Though it works against bosses, I think. That's one of the strong points to it. Okay, we'll keep one block card and just... I was kind of hoping to get Seeking Edge, because that will make this a lot less miserable. I have 187 hours in it. Well, okay. I would argue that just because you have a lot of hours, it doesn't guarantee it's fun. It just means that it's the kind of game that you like. I'd really like to heal, though. Okay, there's a chance I was gonna say there's a chance I screw this up and then lose. Yeah, you can definitely confirm you like it, but there's no guarantee that I'll like it. I don't really want royalties. Manifest, I think this is a very underrated card. It's a great block. I think I need another block by chance. Oh, a decent amount of my deck is block. And the more random cards we have, the worse it gets, so. Lem is a real hater. I'm not a real hater, I'm just critical about things. We've been through this. Okay. Ironclad is, I think, the best source for drawing cards and getting energy. So, we'll run through. Like, Pommel Strike is a great card, I think. It's a Pommel Strike Plus. Sure. I don't want the other ones, though. Royalty upgraded is good, but let's play it safe, because if we don't heal here, we do have to fight At least they'll... Well, I guess we can shop afterwards. Agree to disagree? That's not an agree to disagree. That's not how that works. Let's keep that one, and then we'll drop the others. Additional block from defend cards. Those are opinions. I mean... Still not a fan of the way you think, Veggie. You and else been negatively reviewed for 2 years? Good God. You have art. The colorless. Furry colorless. Yes, no more options. The pommel strike. Or you know what? This just... Yeah, this... Okay, it's probably dead next turn. Also 69. Nudgy has a point. Yeah, but... I think there's a level at which you can disregard opinions. And I think that level is where you have somebody who is constantly hating on another person. Because Nudgy only says things negative about me. So at what point do you just say, oh, it's an opinion, it's fine? And at what point do you say it's a bit degrading, to be honest? Let's see. That elite combats with 2 strength. Not interested. Energy for... I'd like a hidden task, given the opportunity. First time you walk from a card each combat, double the amount. Impatience is like the worst possible choice I could get. Technically, summon forth means that even if I've cast... Oh no, this is rough. Upgrade 2 attacks, it has to be... Attacks I've added to the deck now. Kind of. Was distressed again. Okay, so this could be a really easy fight. This is going to be an easy fight, most likely. Let's see if we can get our best block. I was kind of hoping to see a Gork, but I'm not willing to give up my entire turn for it. And Bread Mask was a really nice opener. 21 to all enemies. Now I just need to get the one that lets it hit twice. Sword Sage. Ah, yeah, there we go. It feels really unfair when certain times fighting Decimillipede this happens and other times you just cry miserably. Shining Strike is technically the start name. And they've given me like 4 royalties. So it's technically a star gain, but at the same time, it's not really what I'm looking for when I said star gain. Oh, it keeps the vulnerable? That's kind of depressing. But, I mean... Okay, so I think I can kill the Insatiable. That's not too much of an issue. If it's... I think the only character I will suffer... I don't even know if... I can't really think of someone I might suffer on. Okay, let's patter... Photon Cut. Righty, This sucks. This sucks. This sucks. All I can say is it sucks. Now, the worst situations I can get are when my last cards are all the ones I really am looking for. I don't think this guy's gonna die too fast for me to want to use Seeking It. If I use Falling Stars on him, he dies. One will dry first. So you're dead next turn to the Hourglass. Discovery first. Because it's free, right? Which I guess doesn't really matter. I don't know. This was a rough one. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I only lost like 10 HP, but I knew it was a rough one. Solar Strike I'll take. It gives the same star gem, but I don't have to put it back in my hand. Now this would be one where I would really like to just... It's not weak enough to be that best. Problematic. Acid. This is one of those enemies where I'd really like to get as strong as possible before having to deal with it. And you know what? I really like Smith because of the 40 Forge. I definitely... More so than anything else, I think I need to get more Star Gem, because getting the Forge for 40 in a deck that has Sword Sage is really strong. Looking at Steam games and seeing AI art after AI art, oh god, I know, man. All the new stuff seems to be nothing but AI art, and it's really frustrating me. Okay. I have to take 14 damage. It's genuinely beyond frustrating to me. And constantly hearing people go, oh, you're just overreacting. It's like, this is just the future. You're not embracing it. You know, blah, 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 the really crappy, like, there's actually no logic behind it talking points. But it's frustrating, especially because, like, recently on Twitter, I saw a post about AI where they're like, look at this, with AI tools, instead of just generating a game, with AI tools to help you build your game, you can be so efficient. And it shows them like doing a Breath in the Wild style of climbing a pillar, but the pillar has the Triforce on it, and it's not just the Triforce, it's like the whole Master Sword symbol and everything too. And it's like, so it's very obviously just copywriting. Okay, I think this is a good start. And it's so frustrating to see that. And then, like, that when people pointed out, all a person has to say is like, oh, that's why you have to be careful about it. And it's like, no, that's why you shouldn't use it. Free parry, I'll take it. Like, oh, you need to be careful to prevent or stealing things. Or just like, well, you could just also not have to deal with that at all. And the way to do that is you just don't use AI. Eugenics is a weird case since I like the game, but the goddamn spending 1 to 2 hours on a run. I know, the runs in that game are so long. Do I still have... No, I don't. Okay, so theoretically, if we get Falling Star, I think we can kill it this turn. We can still technically do a ton to it. Yeah, but I love Eugenics. But one of the reasons I just was like, I can't do this, is because of how long it is. Like, to progress in the story, you have to beat the area, and then you have to beat the extra 2 areas, and then, like, you have to beat the area, and then you have to beat that area and another area, and then that area and then a different other area. And then it unlocks branches again, and so you have to beat all of that combined again in one path, and then all of that combined again in another path, and then it gives you a second act, do it all again, and I think there's even a third act, so the game is just so ridiculous, like, huh. And then, yeah, you get ha-ha'd by one bad encounter, exactly, like, you can be perfect, but I mean, every 3 skills you play, pull this into your hand, interesting. And it's just, I take Vaku, too. Okay. Not exactly what I wanted, but... We could go haha and run. Okay, it's Stormmaker. Of course it's Stormmaker, man. Why would it be anyone else? Okay, so we could have it really funny and just go Parasol and ruin the run. I think the Blood-Soaked Rose is also to a degree... Okay, people really don't like the Rose, but hear me out. In a deck that's 22 cards, and you draw 6, or you draw 5 cards a turn, only 1 of every 4 turns you have to play Enthrall, which is -1 energy on the +1 energy it gives. Because, you know, it costs 2, but you get an extra, so it's only -1 energy down. And then the other 3 turns you get a positive to that. Now, with the Dry Hab, you could already use Accelerated, so you could even say, instead of that, it's you have to play it once every 3 turns, but even then, it's still +1 on energy. And then if the deck gets any bigger, it's still +1. And I could always transform Enthralled into any other curse given the chance. So, I might opt. I think I'm going to take the Rose. Now, I do think the Wishes coin be really good. Like, the Wishes could be really good, don't get me wrong. But I don't know. I think in the hallway fights, the Wishes are better, but on the bosses, which is what I'm concerned about, it'll be worse. The most unique roguelite you saw was White Knuckles, hardcore speed clang one. Interesting. Also, yeah, Wild Frost, the runs were nice and short. Well, which is a shame though, because if it's too short, then if you get a really good run, you just get really depressed. Okay, we want to shop for sure. So our shop options, just these 3, so they're all on the right side. If we don't pick this path specifically, we can't take the first few options, but we can take the last one. But if we take the right path, we have like not the greatest of time. So, I mean, it's the easy route. We could always, like, do we think the deck's good enough to fight the boss right now? And then left side isn't too much better. It's more fight. And then we can, like, for instance, you can do a bunch of elite fights, but then you can't shop. If you want to shop, you have to hit this critical juncture right here, which means you have to hit this critical juncture on this one. Which means that in reality, if we pick a left path, we either have to go, we can take a question mark and that'll give us an extra question mark, or we can just get fights. So really, and then in the end, we have to fight 3 elites in a row without resting. So I think that takes this path out. So we can also do a 3 elite, or is this a 2 elite? This is a 2 elite path. Not shock, but we also get 3 fires. So I'm gonna just take this one. And we'll suffer a little bit, but, you know, whatever, right? Let's also, if we start with Enthralled, we can always gamble it away, which is an amazing case for taking it as well. Unfortunately, it does look like we're gonna take a HP loss. And then, surely, yeah, perfect. That doesn't take my life, right? Yeah, okay. I was afraid. Because technically it is an unblocked attack, even though it does 0 damage. If that was using, if that was using Magic the Gathering rules, I would have had to just take a bunch of damage, or I would have just lost a bunch of max HP. It's tagged with roguelike as well. Oh, so the page calls it a roguelite, but it's tagged with a roguelike. I see. That is kind of weird. They should bring back mana burn. Honestly, I don't think they should, but it's not because I disagree. I think it's because the cause and how everything is built and accelerated so heavily that you can't really that was a mistake. You know what? It's okay. Where as much as I want to like roll that back because I didn't see why I was trading the relic for it. It is my fault for looking at the end relic and not looking at the firm relic. You know, I just have to be confident. We don't need Wizard Tail. Wizard Tail implies that I think we're gonna lose. Pick up an attack or a skill and enchant it with royally approved. Innate and retain. We could guarantee innate and retain on Falling Star, or we could innate retain Smith. I think we want to innate retain the Smith. And the reason for that is we'll need it to fight the Doormaker, and the best way to get it is if you guarantee it. So we have it on the first turn, and as long as we get Venerate with it, then we're pretty much guaranteed to have success. Theme tags are bad, and they're simplifying them even more because they feel like there's too many. But I definitely don't feel like simplifying them is the right option. Though I guess with parry, Intimidating Helmet is not that horrible. So I want Prophesize. Drawing None cards is great, but drawing None cards is dangerous with what we're talking about. Now, again, great example. Get rid of all those. I can't believe we had to fight these guys twice. You know what? It'll be fine. Honestly, I think that TV Ross, All and Wild Forest, and Must Any Roblox the Female Wild. I don't know the first two. Seeking Edge. Sword Sage, and then we just kill them all? Perfect. I was really anxious. The first one looks like Telho. The Void Rain's Warm Heart. TV Ra, okay. It's what? The Void Rain's it's a bullet hell boss rush. Okay, hold on, let me, where's Swiss scene? I wanna look at that. The Void rains upon her heart. Just mute it. And oh, you know what? I might have seen someone play this before. I'd love something that gives me more stars, but I don't think I want any more cards, really. I'm gonna out as long as you shorten it, that's fair. Is there anything we really want upgraded? Out of the stuff we haven't upgraded? Adder, maybe, so that we can have more block. Gather light for more block. I don't think parry is good enough for that, because I tend to build up my swords and not light them constantly. We could upgrade Vent. No, I'm gonna Smith Venerate. And we'll go to We'll go to the elite. Because we have to fight our elite regardless, and I don't want to shop again. Now, I guess we can see what's here. Spell is the Hero Slayer Metrophonia platformer. That's the one. I know the name of that one, I just haven't... Okay, FNAF's perfect. I know the name of that one, I just never actually, like... seen it. Oh, it's these three. Okay, you know what? Why do I always draw it? Speaking ads, an ass. Block most of it. You know what? I think this is an acceptable turn. Sovereign 26 to all enemies, and then just forge it back to my hands. Because I'm going to have to play it this turn if I don't get Swordmaster. So, that's acceptable as well. I dislike the gameplay of Dead Cells. Oh, really? I heard a lot of good... I mean, I guess it's, you know, it's based on the person, but I heard a lot of good things about it. That did not kill. That was really stupid of me. Okay. Enemy loses at the end of each of its turn. Okay, so we'll just kill the ones that do the most damage. Oh, Gremlin Horn, that's right. That doesn't change anything for me, but that's right, Gremlin Horn. Oh, I guess it gives me a little bit more block. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, we do end up blocking everything in the end. That's crazy, though, that even with all of that, these guys were so miserable. I am lucky, though, because normally these guys are quite a miserable experience for the sword, so it could have been worse, is all I'm gonna say. It definitely could have been worse. But, you know what, we can run this slow. I dislike the gameplay of Dead Cells. I just avoid that. But you say you dislike the gameplay, but what about it did you not like? Thinking ahead. Put that back on the top, I guess. I'm gonna just have to take this damage. No. Seven. This is rough. Okay, Photon Cut first. I mean, I didn't even see that I had Sword Sage, so that's my bad. I don't have the money for anything. I'm just gonna heal, and then we're gonna die, because I traded my wizard tail away for Intimidating Helmet. And then we're gonna cry. Give me a really good hand. Not a good hand. Well, it's a decent hand. Manifest Authority can go. Panic Button is interesting. You know what? 30 damage, we can accept that. I think it hits quite weak on this turn here, so... Yeah, it does hit quite weak. So we can actually just... Perfect. And we still get some block. Okay, so I would really like, I guess, Venerate. And then I can accept Chip in a Bottle on this turn. So the one thing I've tried to do to this guy before, and I made the mistake of doing... Oh, I can enthrall this and get rid of it. No, it didn't. Excuse me? Whenever an attacker's skill is played. Oh, okay. So the one thing I've learned about this guy is you cannot... I mean, this is probably obvious, but you cannot play Sovereign Blade on the turn where it is devouring, because it will quite literally, like, it not only does it get rid of the sword, but it gets rid of all of the smithing you've ever done on the sword. $27 damage. Not 27 damage anymore. Dude, I really just got screwed over, didn't I? Oh my god, my teeth are clenched, man. Anyways, you disliked the gameplay because the weapon switching wasn't your favorite. I think there's more gameplay style overall didn't appear. Hard to pinpoint because it's been a long time since I played it. I expected to like it because we all know the love good Metroidvania. Yeah, and people have good reviews about it, so... Is this... Okay, this is the turn it exhausts. So you're dead. Ah, dude. Thank you, potion. I'm so glad I kept the sip in the bottle, because I was tempted to use it previously, and I didn't end up using it. And I lived by 10, which is half of a potion in the bottle. A loud fool returns, and neither loud nor fool face me. I'm glad I Royal stamped. I think it was the right choice to Royal stamp the, what was the card even called? I think it's the right choice to stamp the, Myth, because without that I would have lost, I think. 2,000 damage on Ascension 3. That's not bad. Killed 6 or more elites, and all my money, blah blah blah. Anyways, I think that'll actually be it for both stream and the video. I'm just gonna do long form stuff for this. But I'm really glad I won one. And, you know, next time... I don't know when next time will be, but I think I want to post this onto YouTube beforehand, or before I do the next one. I'm not sure, but thank you guys for being here. And thank you, YouTube, for watching this, I guess, if you even plan to.